Colorism, prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group.
All right.
Okay.
I'm sure we've seen this.
Of course we have.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little bit on the darker side, but I don't get confused for Mexicans. So that's so. But yeah, that does exist. Like, so that's racist. Basically, is what we were talking about off of the.
It is.
Like, it's you being racist towards your own folks,
Race, right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what's race? Race is the skin color, right?
Yes.
And ethnicity is the other one. We are not an educational podcast, so
Yes, race is your skin color, ethnicity.
because typically when you're describing race, you're describing somebody's skin color,
Yeah, correct.
Mostly, yeah.
Skin color, yeah.
right? Okay, so colorism. Have we experienced that? Like, have you guys experienced that in your culture? Keith, what would you be considered?
I would be normal brown. I'm not like darker, or I'm not lighter.
So you're
I'm
light
just
skin.
regular. I'm not light skinned though. I wouldn't call myself light skinned.
No.
I'm just.
So
a
you
black
didn't
person.
deal with
I did not myself. No.
that people calling you light skin.
No one called me light skinned.
Yeah, you're a little bit on the darker side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you didn't deal with it?
No, I didn't deal with it. No. But I mean, people. If
So in your culture, like,
in my culture, it could be considered like if you're light skinned, you're probably more softer suburbs type. Light skin is like you're too much on the white side basically. And I don't know why, because my grandma was light skinned. My dad is lighter than me. He could be considered light skinned. My older brother is light skinned kind of. But I mean, if you're darker, it wouldn't.
why do you think that? Why do you think that occurs within your like what you see in your community, in your culture? Why do you think that happens? Is it a jealousy thing?
It could be, and I think it's more of okay. So even if you're light skinned, a different race will accept you more for being lighter, not necessarily your own race. So like a white person will probably do more. Probably will accept a lighter skinned person than a darker skinned person. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You think that's changing,
Is it changing?
or is it still essentially looked at the same? Do you think in like, let's say in another person, not from your culture, from your people, accepting a person that's darker as opposed to the lighter person, or are they still doing the same shit? Like, do you think it's still basically the light skin? Because essentially
it's changing a little bit, but let me tell you how it's not changing. Because I'm gonna go back to this. Think of Drake, right? A light skinned guy, right? Mm-hmm. Now, do you think he would have be as big as he was if he was darker? I don't think so.
But there's a lot of dark.
I know it's a lot of dark, but think about it. If he was darker, do you think he would be as global as he is? Would he be considered?
Yes.
You would think he'd be as big because of his talent?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
Because Biggie was real big. That's why.
No, but there's like Lil Wayne's dark,
Yeah, Lil Wayne's dark.
and
But, yeah,
like
he's
you
bigger.
can kind of compare that to Drake
Yeah.
in a sense, right? Drake is bigger, obviously,
It's
now,
but at the time, Lil Wayne was the big.
and he's
He
darker.
was dark.
and he's dark. He's dark, and he he is.
Well,
So I think the
you think so?
I think it. I mean,
I honestly think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
does that happen in Latino communities? Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you think it also is like? Do you think light skin is portrayed as the softer person? Or
So no, I don't think it would be portrayed as well, okay,
so in the Latino community, because obviously in Keith is saying in the black community, if you're light skinned, you're considered more softer, more suburban, more nerdy, more whatever, right? More on the softer side of things, softer.
Like you get more opportunities
So
Basically.
for me,
Because you're more white.
because you're more accepted by other other people.
for me, I don't know what it would be like in like Central American or South American culture. But I definitely do know that more, at least in Cuban culture, coming from a family that's half black and then half like essentially white, I'm more light skinned, right? So definitely for me, when I saw like my aunt from my dad's side get braids, I was kind of like, well, I want braids like my aunt too, you know, like I want to look like that. And my hair is different, right? So at that moment, that was right when I started to notice, like, yeah, we might be family, but there is a difference, and they're making sure that it's known. Because a lot of times, comments such as, like, you don't have the type of hair for braids. And so I would be like, okay, what type of hair do I need to have? Like, you know, you're saying that to a kid. A kid doesn't understand that. Or in Cuba, I know that someone, my skin color, they're considered mulattoes. And so that's what
I
I'm.
found out that that's an offensive word.
It is.
And but in Cuba, that's what they use to refer to light skins. That's just the word. It's not offensive to
But what's
us.
the darker? Isn't it morena? Is a darker one or no?
To dark, if you're dark, we're gonna call you like negro or negra, and it's not. It's not offensive just being like black. That's still, and that's the thing. Even my dad, out of just kind of like a nickname, that's how he'll call us, me and my sister. Just be like, hey negra, come over here. But that's just an endearing way of saying it, right?
It doesn't mean Negro.
Yeah, don't. That's exactly. Don't.